one thing, I've got to better start at the beginning. Has anybody introduced you or said, Naomi Campbell?
All the time.
Great, thank you. That's all right then, because I did it a few weeks ago. I
time.
just wanted to make sure that was all right. That's good. And the second thing I wanted to say is, the album, the new album.
Yes.
Why 4 or 5 years between albums?
I don't my time.
It is a long time.
Oh, it's ages. I know, it's a million years. The album actually has been finished since December 99, so it's not as long as it seems like.
Wait a minute, this album that I'm holding here in my hand now has been finished since December 99.
It has.
And why has it taken 18 months then to be
released?
released?
Well, I think doing the guest vocals with Aurora on Ordinary World kind of put my album on hold so I could go and do that. So that held things up a little bit. And then just, you know, you've got to...
There wouldn't be a school of thought that says, listen, not only has she got this top 5 hit, which has come completely out of the blue, but we have an album in the can ready to go to, let's stick that out, no?
I know, but, you know...
But no.
But no, exactly, there you go. But no.
Answer, okay, all right.
But it's out now.
It's out now, it is indeed.
In the shops.
You have a studio in the house.
Yes.
Has that helped? Has anything been done in that studio, or is it just that
a lot of stuff that's actually on the album is
really?
done in the studio, yeah. Very lucky that way. You can kind of go in whenever you feel like doing something.
So did you have Ian Stanley, the producer, come to your house to do bits?
No, I basically brought my studio bits and pieces of gear over with me to London, and we set it up in his much more flash studio.
But have you learned an awful lot about studio stuff?
Yeah,
and was
I
that
have.
always important to you? That's something that you realised, this is what I want to do?
Well, initially, when I made my first album, it really was a case of me playing my guitar and my piano and going in and recording the songs, and it was like, oh, look, there's drums on a song. Woo, never done that before. Whereas this time around, I was much more aware of studios and how they work and what I wanted, and sonically how I wanted things to sound and appear and that kind of thing. So, yeah, I've spent a lot of time learning about studios.
But like for people who watch the programme 2TV and say, God, I'd love to do what Naomi Coleman's doing. There she is, 23 years old, with her second album now, with the top 5 hit in Britain for Ordinary World.
Yeah.
Like, how do you actually get to that? One of the things you did was you sent a song of your own, and you were writing songs since about 10 or 12 or something, I don't know.
Yeah.
You sent a song into the 2FM. Was it the Yoplait or the...
It was the Yoplait at the time.
It was the Yoplait Song Contest. And you won.
I did. It's the only thing I've ever won in my life.
And was it good to win? Or was it like... was that a good helping stepping stone?
Oh, it really was huge, because I got to... Through winning that, I got to go on the radio and on... the beatbox, as it was back then.
That's right, it was many moons ago, just pre-95.
Yes.
And what about then with that, and then you did the Wild Oscars thing in the bag?
That's right.
That came about completely fluky as well.
Yeah, well,
do you have to make your own luck? Is that the point?
Well, I'm a big believer in luck. I mean, I definitely have had unbelievably lucky things happen to me with my work, like getting my first gig completely by accident. And
how did that happen exactly?
I was basically just watching a band called Dragonfly in the Bagot Inn, and somebody hadn't shown up for a Monday Unplugged night gig the following Monday, and the promoter was running around very stressed out to try and find someone to replace them. And I happened to be talking to a musician at the time, and who he asked to play, and then he couldn't do it, so he said, look, get Naomi writes songs, and I kind of just got bullied into it.
So therefore a lot of it is right place, right time, because if you go to the Aurora thing, how, I mean, like they had this whole backing track done of the Ordinary World Duran Duran thing. Had they planned on putting vocals on it? Were they looking for a vocalist?
They were. They'd done the whole song without a singer, though. And so they needed a singer, basically, and they had some, I think they had a couple of people they tried out, and they just hadn't found the right kind of voice for the song.
Were you in the studio next door or something? Is that the point?
No, we're on the same record label, and they heard my album, basically, and...
they asked for you?
Yeah, they phoned me up and asked me to do it. And
that's the Positiva dance label of EMI.
Who EMI.
So they call you in, you do the vocals on it in one take.
Yeah.
And did you think that was going to be it? Like, did they say, listen, we're going to use that?
No, the way I left it with them was, you know, because they're the nicest guys I think I've ever worked with. They're just lovely. And I was just kind of like, well, you know, lads, if you want to use it, go ahead. If it's not right, that's fine. And I went home and thought nothing else of it. And then next thing I heard, it was starting to do very well, and we went and made a video.
Extremely well. And of course, if I ask you now, were you a fan of Duran Duran's original version of theirs, you have to say don't you?
Of course I have to say yes. I actually was, though. I loved Simon Le Bon when I was little.
Really?
Wanted to marry him.
Really? Oh, but you grew out of that pretty quickly then,
I've grown out of it slightly.
That's good. Okay, the new album, there's a very diverse set of styles on it. And there's a lot of... Would I be right in saying, which is a very sad thing to say, there's a lot of instruments on the album, is there? I mean, like, did you take each track as a mini thing in itself, as opposed to one whole piece? It strikes me as though you probably did.
Yeah, like rather than getting kind of an overall sound for the album.
This, for the next 2 weeks, it's this song.
Yeah, that was actually the way I did it. I mean, the songs were all written before I went into studio, and I did have a very solid idea of the sounds I wanted on each song. But yeah, I wasn't going to restrict myself. I mean, there's songs that just have acoustic guitars and strings, or a song that just has a piano and a cello, and then there's songs that has millions of instruments on them, and I just wanted to represent them the best way, and I thought the theme could be my songwriting, and that would be kind of what would keep it gelling
Well,
together.
now you say my songwriting, you've been writing songs for ages. You've collaborated on a lot of the songs.
Yeah, on a couple of the songs, yeah.
There's Paul Brady, is there somewhere? He's not on this album.
He's not on this
no,
album,
but
no.
you have collaborated with Paul Brady. And Jane Wheedlin as well from the Go-Go's.
Yeah, songwriting experiences where I got to go to songwriting conventions in the south of France.
In the south of France, in a castle belonging to Stuart Copeland, who manages Sting, right?
It was Miles.
Miles Copeland, who owns IRS Records.
Stuart was
yeah.
there though, writing.
Yeah.
It was all terribly artistic and creative and everything.
So did some of the collaborations for the South of France collaborating weekend come out of that to this? Is that what the Jane Wheedlin one was?
No, none of them did actually, no.
Were you a fan of the Go-Go's in the 80s?
I don't know if I'm too young or just missed it completely, but I didn't
Well, they weren't
know
really
the
played so
Go-Go's.
much in the daytime except for a couple of things.
Yeah, so I didn't really know them, but she's great. She's a great girl. She's lots of fun.
Okay, another thing for people watching who say, well, I don't do what Amy Coleman does. You did music. I mean, your mum was a bit of a singer and your dad's an actor.
Yeah.
Okay, now, but you did some singing and you did, like, the local choir and you'd sing at Christmas time and all the rest of it, such in the church. But you did piano lessons as well.
I did.
When you went to piano lessons, what age were you?
God, I think I would have been in fourth and fifth class.
What's
so
that, 10, 11, 12-ish? Or 11, 12?
9, 10, yeah.
Okay. Did you ever say in the first year or two, I hate doing this?
I was so
You really did. Good.
rubbish
I'm glad to
at
hear
it.
it. That
And I
happens to
never
everybody.
practiced.
Everybody says that.
Practice, it makes it easier.
But now, are you glad of it?
Yes, I am. I mean, I'm still rubbish. I'm an absolutely atrocious piano player. I'm always in awe of people who are better than me, which are most people who can play instruments.
Yeah, right, yeah.
But you have to strive to improve and all that.
Right.
So.
And where you grew up, where? Dundrum, Dublin?
In Dublin, yeah.
And was it a great childhood that you had?
Sure
Naomi?
it was, to be
Was
sure.
there a lot of, what was the music in the house?
I'm very lucky. My parents had fantastic, and still do have fantastic music taste. People like Joni Mitchell, the Beatles, Pink Floyd, Led Zeppelin, that kind of thing was always playing from a really early age.
Right.
So that's quite cool music to grow up listening to.
Yeah, absolutely.
Yeah.
And you went to Japan for the first year after that first album. Or
Yes,
thereabouts.
yeah.
Japan was big for you for that silver wrist thing
It
or whatever it
was,
was. So
I
what happened
know.
there? Like, were the people flocking to Naomi Coleman gigs going, Naomi?
Yeah, it was very strange. It was very surreal because it was the first place the album had been released as well. So I'd no experience at all of people knowing my music and wanting to know about my music. So yeah, it was mad, absolutely mad.
Do you get lonely doing this stuff on the road? I mean, like, what did you have with you when you went there? When you went to Europe as well, did you have a band or was it just you?
When I was in, I had my teddy bear.
Really? Is that the best you can do?
I do
yeah?
get lonely, actually. That is the one and only downside that I can
Yeah.
come up against really with my work is that, you know, I'd be in Japan and go and see a temple or go and have people ask for my autograph and it'd be really exciting and amazing and I'd go back to my hotel room and it'd be like, yeah.
A collective from everybody. Heart bleeding, look, missus.
Poor
Where was
me.
I? I was going to ask something there about something that I've completely gone out of my head. Wait a minute now. Japan, the album. Oh yeah, your younger. You say you have a younger sister who
I
thought
do.
that Ordinary World was the greatest. Was
Oh,
it?
that's the best
But does
thing
she
I've ever done.
Does she like your new album?
She does. No, she's got her songs that she likes and her songs that she doesn't like as much. But she's very musical. She's
Okay,
great.
look, just before we play the single here now, which is the first single from the album.
Yes,
Yeah, okay,
yeah.
right. Before we play that, very quickly, I want to ask, last time I met you was a bunch of weeks ago in Beacon Studios in Dublin, and you had a big, huge white yoke around your neck, right?
I did.
So first of all, you were in a car smash that wasn't that bad, was it?
It was fine. Our
Okay,
car flipped over,
but I
but
mean,
I'm
like
fine.
the publicity you get out of it,
Oh,
because
I
I read all these
know.
papers like pop star in car smash horror.
Cheated death.
So-
It was like A-Team. That was my
Cheated Death.
favourite headline. It was like A-Team, apparently. Yeah.
I see you were going that fast. Stuntman stuff. So you're all right now, are you?
I'm fine. I'm a bit sore, but I'm absolutely
All
grand.
right, okay.
Yeah.
You're on this afternoon. What time in Blanchardstown? You're going to do a bit
Between
of a
2 and
PA.
3
Between 2 and
in
3 in Blanchardstown
Blanchardstown.
Shopping Centre.
Uh-huh.
Naomi Coleman's on this afternoon. There is the album there in front of you. It's the second album. It's called Bring Down the Moon. And now we are going to play the opening track from the album, which is called My Star. Thanks a million, Amy, for coming in the programme.
Cheers.